Hello, welcome to Baby Boomer Tales. My name is Jim. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our Facebook page, there's a link, and YouTube, plus pretty much wherever podcasts are served. Today I am going to talk about some of my favorite things. I think I've done a version of this before, but it's been years ago, and things have changed, and I probably will leave some of that stuff out and put some new in, and we'll see how this works out for me. So let's try this out. Some of my favorite things. I know most of this will be different than yours, but this is just some of mine, and maybe by me bringing this up, it'll help you kind of interact in your mind of what your favorite thing is in that category. I hope I don't ramble on, and we'll see where this takes me. I like sunrises better than sunsets anymore because of where my home sits. There's a hill right to the west of me, and I really don't get very dramatic sunsets unless all the sky turns red or something. But the sunrises, the hills are in the distance a ways, and so it creates for a stunning sunrise unless it's overcast every time. Every time. It's worth getting up for. My favorite bird is a hawk. I like the way they play the wind. I like the nature of them. Now some people like eagles, and they are very majestic, and I love eagles, I do. Some people like falcons, but I like so many birds. I like those cardinals, the red ones, the males, in the wintertime against the snow out there at my bird feeder. I like the robins in the early spring as they're out all over the front yard looking for worms. I like the starlings, how they can fly all together and make great formations at 100 miles an hour. Thousands of them all in sync. I really like that. One of the birds I do admire is a crow. I've had 3 of them out here for years now. They just kind of seem to hang out, and there's always 3, so I have to think that they're the same birds. But who knows? Birds are amazing. The great blue herons down at my pond, catching frogs and catching fish. I like dogs. I love dogs. A dog is my favorite animal. I like all sorts of dogs, but I am attracted mostly to mixed breeds, mutts, curs, whatever you want to call them, more than full-bred. Every dog I've ever owned, there's a special place in my heart for them, and when I think about them or speak about them, my heart becomes full of wonderful memories. I am indeed Mr. Bojangles, as I still grieve over all those dogs. When I take them on, when you get a puppy, you know that if that puppy lives to be 14 or 16, that is an old age for a dog. But losing a dog, the time you got to spend with them is worth all the grief you may have later. I like little kids. They're a hoot, aren't they? Little kids are a hoot. I don't really much care whose little kids they are unless they're some kind of a terrible brat, and usually I put that on the parents. I like little kids. I like pickup trucks. I don't care if I ever had a car, and the only reason we have a car is because of my wife, and she likes SUVs, not really cars. And she's more prone to the Jeep brand than anything. And so she's on her second Jeep now. But I like a pickup truck. My favorite color is navy blue, but I think that's basically in clothing. I like it in ball caps. That's an article of clothing, I guess. I don't really like navy for my vehicles. I like a dark gray, although my wife's new car it's called a green, and you can see a green tint in it, but it looks more like a copper or something. It's the prettiest color I've seen for a car in a long time. I thought she would want black, but she liked this color, and I do too. But dark gray, or a form of gray, is my favorite color for a vehicle. Now, I'm not much for red, even though the Kansas City Chiefs are red, and so I have some red sweatshirts and t-shirts. But really, the only thing I like red in is my coffee cups. For some odd reason, I like red coffee cups. My favorite song, and this is subject to change because it changes all the time. I think my all-time favorite is In My Life by the Beatles. But right now I am grooving on Our Town by Iris DeMent. It reminds me so much, I think, of my hometown, even though the town she sings about went through a different type of transformation than my little hometown. My food, number 1 is hamburgers. Number 2 is wings. Number 3 is a good steak. And number 4 is barbecue. Now there's a few other things I like, but I could exist on those 4. I could. But once in a while I do get a hankering for some sort of fish. Fish tacos are good. Do you ever have those? My favorite country song is Amarillo by Morning by George Strait. I have that as my alarm on my phone. Whenever an alarm goes off or whatever, I have 4 different alarms that go on and off. It's always Amarillo by Morning. My favorite TV shows, The Wonder Years, Northern Exposure, and Friday Night Lights. I could watch those over and over. I try not to, just because there's more out there than those 3. My favorite documentary on TV, though, is baseball and country music. Both documentaries are made by Ken Burns. Both are excellent. My favorite Western of all time is Lonesome Dove. What a great, great show. This spring we watched a prequel to Lonesome Dove and a sequel to it. My favorite movie is Chariots of Fire, with that music by Vangelis, about the Olympics in the 1930s, basically about the British Olympic team. My favorite sports movie is The Sandlot for baseball, and Remember the Titans for football. If I had a basketball one, it's Hoosiers. Animation movie are the Shreks. You know, the ogre. My favorite love story in cinema of all time, bar none. Nothing comes close, in my mind. Up. It's an animated movie, and it touches me every time. A wonderful love story. My favorite authors are John Steinbeck and Jan Karon. My favorite book by Mr. Steinbeck is Grapes of Wrath. My favorite book by Jan Karon is Home to Holly Springs. And yet I like the first one she wrote, At Home in Mitford. It lays a foundation for about the next 12 books that she writes. Both of them are literary geniuses. My favorite time of day is morning. My favorite shoes are Converse All-Stars. They used to be cowboy boots, but I went back to my childhood and I wear Converse All-Stars now. I don't care if I have to bend over and tie them. That's my shoe of choice. Now for the top 10 in 1968. That is the top 10 popular songs for the entire year of 1968. Number 10, Harper Valley PTA, Jeannie C. Riley. Number 9, Young Girl by Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. Number 8, This Guy's in Love with You, Herb Alpert. Number 7, Judy in Disguise with Glasses. John Fred and his Playboy Band. Number 6 by Gary Puckett and the Union Gap again, Woman, Woman. Number 5 by the Rascals, People Gotta Be Free. Number 4, Honey by Bobby Goldsboro. Number 3 by the great Otis Redding, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Number 2, Love is Blue, Paul Marriott. And the number 1 song by the Beatles, Hey Jude. My favorite actor of all time, movies and TV, Robert Duvall. He played Gus McCrae on Lonesome Dove. But it seemed like everything he did, I just really liked old Robert Duvall. My favorite actress, and this started when I was about 16 years old, Sally Field. Remember Gidget? Well, if there was a second place on actresses, it'd be Katharine Hepburn, but Sally Field is by far and away my very favorite actress. My favorite tree, it has to be the quaking aspen. Back home in north central Colorado Rocky Mountains, they just fill the mountainsides on the lower elevations. In the fall, they turn a beautiful, wonderful gold. They really are a pretty tree. Their trunk is beautiful. Just everything about them I like. I like all kinds of trees. My favorite one here in Kansas, we planted a northern red oak about 23 years ago or so. And the deer came, and it was a baby, and the deer ate it right in two. But somewhere from that, a little sprout came up from the stump of it. And that tree is now about 22 years old. It's 20 feet tall now, probably, maybe a little taller, and it's filled out nice and pretty. It turns red in the fall, and it is going to be a very large tree someday. I'll probably be dead and gone, but someone will truly enjoy it. It's a very pretty tree. My favorite flowers. I like the Shasta daisy. I had some down in my gardens where my youngest daughter got married, but we have no water source down there, and I got tired of running hoses years ago, and we just kind of let it survive on its own down there. And so Kim brought a few clumps up by the house, and we planted them. And they have just filled out so nicely. They are so white and so together, so many daisies, that at night they almost shine. They are beautiful. My other favorite flower is what they call a ditch lily. It is a daylily that's wild. I call them Northern Americans. They are deep orange. They are a beautiful flower, and they are resilient. My favorite wild animal. Well, number one, it has to be the coyote. Those guys have the art of surviving down to a science. I love to listen to them howling at night, and I kind of miss that a lot anymore because of my hearing. But if I go outside sometimes right before I go to bed, I can hear them. They are an amazing animal to me. I know a lot of people are either afraid of them or hate them, thinking they're going to kill children and animals. But unless your little dog looks like a rabbit, I think they're going to leave them alone. I have had no problems. I've said this before, though. I don't have chickens, so no problems with coyotes. My other favorite wild animal is the elk. Such a majestic animal, so beautiful. I think the prettiest animal on earth is the gray wolf. I know what they are doing in Colorado is a travesty. It is not right. They were eradicated for a reason, and that's because man and wolf cannot live side by side. And I think the government in Colorado has lost their ever-loving freaking minds, sicking those animals, those pack animals, out on the ranchers and the campers and people with cats and dogs. My only hope is they'll find their way onto the Front Range. Maybe there'll be some voting then saying, hey, maybe we made a mistake. Now, somewhere like Yellowstone National Park, they complete the ecosystem, and they are very necessary on something like that. Up in the Yukon where there are no people, things like that. But up in resort areas in the mountains and ski areas and all that, places where ranchers are trying to make a living, where people are going on family hikes and backpacking trips, it's just not right to sick those animals. Oh well, that's my 2 cents worth. I try to stay out of that kind of stuff as much as possible, but the gray wolf is a beautiful, beautiful animal. I had a dog one time that was 1/4 gray wolf. He is a great dog, although he is a goober. He was, but you could see the wolf in him. You could. My favorite memories. We'll wrap this up with these. Thanksgiving and my grandma and grandpa's. All of my aunts and uncles and cousins, my folks and my brothers and my sister, my grandma and grandpa and my Aunt Connie. We gather there at Grandma and Grandpa's for a wonderful feast. I've made a podcast about that before. Learning to swim at the hot springs pool 10 miles away from my home. The one summer that we learned to swim, my mom would haul about, probably 5 or 6 of us kids, maybe 4 or 5. Maybe more than that when you count my brothers. Up there, wait for us while we took lessons from Mr. Short, and then haul us back home. And we'd sing at the top of our lungs, both ways. All of us kids and Mom. Christmas at our ranch house. We had a beautiful 3-story log house, fireplace in every bedroom, overlooking the Colorado River when I was in my teenage years. And so we'd spend Christmas vacation out there, and also every summer we'd spend out there. And Christmas up there, we always had an 18 or 20-foot tree because the indoors, there was a balcony that ran around the second floor. It was beautiful and wonderful. We always had a lot of company out there. Playing Frisbee with my friend Dave. We would do that for hours. Having children. I'll never forget the delivery of both my girls. What a miracle. What a wonderful, wonderful memory. Getting baptized in the Jordan River. Same river old Jesus got baptized in by John the Baptist. John the Baptist long dead, but I got myself baptized there. And it's something I'll never forget. Having grandchildren, probably second favorite memory, only to having children. Watching them grow up, what a trip. What a wonderful trip. And last, but certainly not least, 1,000,000 moments with Kim. Always be kind. There's no other way to be. I'll be back next Wednesday. Thank you for riding along today. Peace out.